welcome back to Board Games Daddy. I'm going to start a new set of videos to unbox more Similo games. So in the next 4 videos I'm going to show Spookies, Wild Animals, Only Animals, and Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. Stay tuned. So without any special order, today we are going to take a look at Similo Spookies. Okay, so let me take out, there's some plastic string here. It's a difficult one. I'm trying to avoid to use the scissor because I think this can come out very easily, but the impression that I get is that there is 2 tapes instead of just one, so yeah, I'm going to go for the scissor. Let's go. Don't have much space here. So probably I'll damage the box a bit. Let me try this side first. Okay, this one is coming out more easily. Okay. Now I can pull a bit and see. Okay, so there's an opening there. This is too resistant for just being just one tape. Probably 2. Okay. This thing will go out and we get here this doll monster, which will find the name inside. Okay, so we get the rules, which is not the purpose of this video to tell you how to play. I can give you some hints while showing you the cards, so very simple game. And so all the cards for this collection will be monster references to well-known monsters, which will be, first a look at the collection. So these 3 you can find already in the channel, and I will open these 2 after this video. There's a Similo for all tastes, indeed, many different themes, and you can also play this digitally apparently. Oh, there's another commercial card that was not on the previous game, so 3 cards. Okay, and the Evil Witch. So you can always know something about this character. Among Us, from the dawn of time, powerful enchantress known for its trickery. So the other games they had like a reference where they were created, who created them, etc. So the monster is not that, is a bit different. So the mummy, Victorian era creation. Okay, so a bit of story. So it was created in the Victorian era, an undead creature that seeks revenge when its tomb is disturbed. Okay, a vampire, early 18th century folklore, an undead creature cursed with an eternal thirst for blood. Wow, so the kids, in fact, they learn a bit more. So Krampus, I don't know what this is. Central European folklore, a companion of Saint Nicholas who punishes children who misbehave. So I guess in certain countries you tell children, hey, behave or cramps will appear and eat you. The werewolf, first appearing in ancient Greek folklore. Ancient Greek, wow, so old. They transform on full moon's night. Although these clothes are not even related with ancient Greek, but okay. Oh, Cthulhu! From the pen of H.P. Lovecraft. It's a great old one, a cosmic god fallen into dead-like sleep until you summon him. The Boogeyman! So the Boogeyman always looked like something different, right? Common throughout folklore, appears at night to frighten children into good behavior. Similar to Gramps, probably. And a ghost. Across all cultures, a spirit of the dead who appears to the living, often covered in shrouds and shining in the dark. A Banshee. Irish folklore. Okay, Ireland. a wandering female spirit that predicts an imminent death by wailing and shrieking. So when you see a banshee, someone will die. Zombie, Haitian folklore. Yeah, it's like the James Bond movie, right? With Roger Moore. Yeah, an undead, mindless revenant revived from the dead to feed on the living. Now this is completely changed and zombies lore go everywhere, right? But it came from IT. The Hunted Doll, common in modern horror movies like Annabelle and stuff, and Chucky. This sweet puppet comes into life to play with humans, forever, to kill humans. Scarecrow, popular in modern literature and horror movies. It hunts the living when it comes to life. I've always were afraid from scarecrows since the boy. Gargoyle, known since the Middle Ages, it's made of stone but comes to life at night to protect his land, to protect the churches. And a demon. From the dawn of time, this malevolent, supernatural being tries to trick humans into misbehavior. Gremlin, first appearing during the World Wars. During the World Wars? A mischievous creature that likes to sabotage things. Wow. Gremlins are from the World Wars? That's the first time I hear this. The Wicked Clown, thought present in the 19th century, became popular in the 80s. It loves to frighten humans. So on the 80s you had the SOS clowns, right? Assassin clowns, and Eat from which now there's a recent version, Eat from Stephen King, right? That's where Wicked Clowns got popular. Skeleton, known since the Middle Ages, armed with weapons from that time, undead creatures made only of bones. We've seen skeletons everywhere. By the way, this is how the cards look in their back. The Grim Reaper, 13th century folklore, and named until 19th century, the personification of death itself. The Invisible Man, common folklore since the ancient times. Oh. One of the best known is Griffin from H.G. Wells' novel. H.G. Wells. So the Invisible Man was from H.G. Wells. The Grey Alien, familiar since the 19th century, often spotted during incursions on Earth. They always have arms and head and mouths and noses exactly like humans. So the Killer, that's Jason from the movies, right? Present in cultures from the dawn of time, malicious person who enjoys acts of cruelty. The Frankenstein, from Mary Shelley, which was a character from the other Similo, from the historical one. Made of corpse, it commits violence of anger and despair. Oni, so this is a Japanese thing, Japanese folklore, a horned, ogre-like creature that torments and destroys humans for fun. Headless Horseman, Irish folklore, sinister rider that wanders every night in search of long-lost head. Yeti, Himalayan folklore, also called the abominable snowman. It lives and hides in the mountains. The Ghoul. This is an Arabian legend. The undead creature that haunts graveyards and devours human flesh to stay alive. Okay, so it's like a zombie thing, but more clever and alive. No, undead, so it's an undead, but... Okay, so I've always questioned what's the difference between a ghoul and a zombie. Now I know. Yurei, Japanese folklore. Okay, restless spirit, bear from peace that seeks revenge in the physical world. So that's the Ring. That's Samara, right, from the Ring. That's where they are always inspired to have movies where the bad guys are young girls with long dark hair on top of her faces. That's Urais. The evil scientist, typical of the 18th century, 18,000s graphic novels, will not stop at anything to complete his Urish experiments. used. Most famously found in the Cthulhu mythos, correct. Devoted worshippers who swear allegiance to dark powers. So these are the guys that this always goes bad for the cultists. It never ends well. And thus, finally, the swamp monster, known across all cultures, amphibious and aquatic creatures that lure people into swamps. So the way this is played is the player will have. This is a guessing game where you will have 12 cards on the table, like this. We put them randomly, and one of them is a secret card that only the first player saw, the player that is going to give the clue. So in this case, imagine the example would be the scarecrow. No one knows, only you, and then you also have 5 cards that you'll need to use for clues. And so the way you put the clues would be like, if you put the clue in the table and it's standing, that means that the secret card will have to is related with the wicked clown. If you put it like this, it means that the clue, the secret card, is not related with the wicked clown. So in this case, I would say like, yeah, it's related. And in the first turn, and you play 5 turns, the first turn you'll need to choose one and go out. So for example, wicked clown, I would say that Cthulhu is not related with the wicked clown, so it go away. And then you give another clue. You take a card from the deck and you give another clue. For example, I would say these monsters are all very similar in terms of looking very ugly, so maybe difficult to play with monsters, but I would say that it's not related with the gargoyle, right? Sorry for that. And you need now to discard 2 cards, so I would say probably the players would go, no, it's not Cramps go away, and they would say maybe it's not the Boogeyman goes away. Yep, so you cannot rely on clues like it looks very ugly or looks very fierce, because they all do, right? So you need to play differently with this game, and that could be an interesting strategy and different way to play than the other ones, which is just like boys and girls and colors of the hair color, etc. And that's it. This was Similo Spookies. I hope you enjoy. So if you like Similo and you're curious to know what there is on the other ones so far, you can check the channel or the next videos, and you'll get a good idea of at least 7 Similo games. I hope to see you in the next ones. Thank you. Goodbye.